Yo, what's up everyone? We're back. Water this time. Yeah. Okay. How's your weekend so far? What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Let me know. There we go. So yesterday I was out and about. Today I'm home, but I had some time to study some stuff in the morning, do some other things. Now live, and then later go back to reading, studying some more stuff. So it's nice, you know, take it a little bit easy in the weekend. Have some time for other stuff. T Clapson, how you doing, man? Transpro, maybe a Band-Aid morning. Admin, what's up, what's up? Nano. It's now X and O. Okay, let me add it. Oop. Okay, there we go. Added. I also have to add it to my personal note list. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so how's your weekend so far? Time to do some alts, Elliott wave analysis, stocks maybe, depending on what you guys vote. And we're gonna hang out for a while here on the Sunday. No sleep for 24 hours. Wait, what's happening here? Admin, I did not sleep for 24 hours. What are you doing? Wow. No sleep for 24 hours? Is that work related or you got something else going on? Yeah, probably need some sleep before getting on another trade, no? I just let the music run for time being. But the fact price is still in the base channel. I think should triple the percentage of it. Also, my custom indicator hasn't flashed at all oversold. No, so far price is holding well. Price is holding well. We're gonna do the alts, of course, but as mentioned on Friday, if you are looking for the most bearish triple 1-2, you actually would like to see an extended 3. And we did not see a very big extended 3, so it's at least noteworthy. Right? It's noteworthy. It's quite a small move, so therefore we are aware of course, WXY and ABC. That's why I have the scenarios on my chart. Okay, let me turn the music off. Up, close, Spotify out. You've got insomnia. Well, I had a moment in my life where I forgot exactly how long ago it is, but I remember the time, but I just don't really know when it was, where I really struggled to fall asleep night after night after night. And eventually I did, but I was awake for so long. And I have no idea why that was. It's never that I was exceptionally stressed or, you know, like anything was happening. Oh shit. Everything is doubled. Oops. Oh no. I edited in the wrong way. 1 second here. Oh no. Oh, instead of adding X and O at the end with the add option here, I accidentally added it with the paste option and everything is doubled. Oh boy. That's no good. Atom link. Okay, let's make a screenshot of the top coins here, at least. and I'll repost the vote. I'll quickly redo it. So I have these here. So we're gonna start then with Atom, and you know, but shit, we got all the doubles in. So now people are gonna have like 2 atoms to vote on. Oh, that's my bad, man. I'm such a professional streamer. Yo, look at this content creator. This content creator has no clue. Check him out. So yeah, I gotta edit this. And now the question is, if I click on paste answers and I remove everything, if you edit, all previous votes will be reset. Oh, so maybe the votes are already reset, plus I had doubles. Okay, yeah, well, I made a double mistake. Good lesson for next time. Anyway, let's just Control V, preview, see, okay, we got singles in here, nice, and then click on Save Changes, and take it from here. So, oops, my bad, guys. I don't know why somehow the votes are still in. Maybe everything works out anyway. Okay, share, copy, put this in the chat, vote, bam. I mean, let's see if it works. If someone votes on Atom, we'll see if it goes to 10. What's the best Avenger, and what are your reasons for picking that person? Well, I haven't watched all of the Avenger movies, but the personality I do generally enjoy is Iron Man. I think it's a great character. There's humor in there as well, and it's, in a way, it's more realistic, like building a suit instead of becoming a Hulk. You know, like building a technical, advanced suit. Besides the fact he has some electric thing, you know, that thing in his chest. But building a suit like that, I mean, it's as, I guess, close to what you can get in real, in a way, which makes it interesting as well. But I also like oh, you say Thor? I like Thor as well. Haven't, like, if I have to pick the 2, I'll probably go for Iron Man. But why did you choose the man himself? Until I came Koen's content, it's hard to not watch his lives. Yo, Mike, man, what's up? What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? Good to have you here once again. I'm actually gonna screenshot this because that's very, very nice. Thanks, man. Got the protein shake. Okay, let's go, guys. Read, quick. Welcome everyone. It takes too much time to say hi, but I see you. Today, how much Bitcoin goes up? You tell me. If you can look into the future, we can only trade probabilities. Why I can't vote? Oh wait, what do you mean? So maybe there is something not all right with the voting. Let me refresh here. You can only vote once, by the way. So it's still working. Mr. Friends, what's up? How you doing? Okay, let's start. We just go at it. So we're gonna do altcoins. Make sure to vote. If you can't vote, maybe you use a VPN. Let's see if I might be able to turn that off, because I think VPN is turned off. Yeah, block VPN users. It's like standard. It's standard. So there we go. Save changes. Other than, oh my God, now there's 3. What's happening? Okay, I need to redo this, guys. I'm gonna do, what is this? 3 LUNCs now. Holy shit. Yeah, this is crap. This is absolutely shit. Let me just redo this. This is really bad. Delete. Yup. Page not found. I know. I mean, luckily, what else? Multiple choice. Paste answers. Up. It's a little bit shit that I have to redo this, not gonna lie, but just grateful. Please enter at least, oh wait, preview. There goes the preparation, but well, it's the way it is. Fuck that. So this link is not valid, so we can remove this. Remove the pinned comment. Also get rid of this heart because it's annoying. There we go. Go to channel pin message. Yeah, just I'll give you a little bit of time to vote again. Right, so just so that you can redo your vote if you voted earlier, because the results of the previous one are not relevant anymore. Oops, I just accidentally clicked on my own link in Discord. Yo, what's happening? So I'm gonna remove the message from Discord with the previous link, and I'm also going to remove the message from my YouTube community tab, because that straw poll link is not relevant anymore. There we go. So make sure to vote if you haven't. So make sure to vote, make sure to vote. I know that like link was up there and some others, but while you're here, make sure to vote. So 69 people watching, 69 votes. How much Bitcoin probability has? So first, of course, this is an altcoin stream, not a Bitcoin stream. That is why we have a separated altcoin stream, so I can pay attention to alts. Second, if you go to my video of the live stream of last night, as well as the video of Friday night, the probabilities are the same as mentioned in that analysis. But then instead of me just mentioning the probabilities, you actually have an analysis that goes with it. So check out the stream of last night. I put in a timestamp when it started, because in this stream we are focusing on the alts. All right, so okay, good stuff, guys. Keep voting. Yeah, so that's that. You've got lunch. Atom gets looked at. Adam, why is everyone suddenly interested in Adam? Any news? I do not know actually, but it is in the top here at the moment. So PRCL. To be honest, it's all thanks to you, because I'm completely clueless about pretty much anything that's in this list. I have absolutely no idea. But it's because people requested it in the past, and therefore it's in my private list, because I keep a list. Whenever people mention like some random coin I don't have, I put it in my list, and then I copy paste my list for the vote. So there's so much stuff in here, like I remember the modder period we had. Yeah, so there's so much stuff in that list that I've never seen. So I guess what we can do is just start, and it will go relatively quick, right? So just keep voting. I'll refresh every time, but let's start with link. And while you guys keep voting, link is done, we go to the 2, 3, and then maybe later use the Wheel of Fortune to get a couple of randoms in there, right? So Bitcoin moving, that's nice. Continuing the range, absolutely beautiful. Where's my notebook? Got the notebook, got the pen, at least that's like well prepared. And we're gonna start with link in this case, and link timestamp is 2030 into the live stream. So let's go to link. Now, link has been requested every week and nothing has changed. So this will be very quick. Give me a minute. So on link, and it's all probabilities, but yeah, you know, probabilities haven't changed on link. So the probabilities on link are higher for the bulls. Now, first of all, I'll explain why in a second. We found support on this support resistance area, but you know, you, of course, if you are at least a trader like I am, you wait patiently for proof of support. Depends on your own plan and strategy. But this is, of course, very, very clear resistance. When price was touching this as support and support and support and support, I eventually put this box here. We broke support and retested as resistance. Did not get above this box, right? It would, of course, be a sign of strength if you do get above the box. 12.23 to 13.48. Now, from an Elliott wave point of view, this currently here has the highest probability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 continuation, of course, alternatively A, B, C. The probabilities are higher, at least for this to be an impulse in a 1 or A. Main reason for this is the length of the structure to the upside and the shallow move down here if we would be looking for this to be a wave C, which is, of course, bearish. Because in this being a wave C, we would then count a flat in an A, this is your B, and then a wave C, right? So your wave B only hit the 105, which is a very shallow target for wave B. It is a target, but it's very shallow for an expanding flat wave B, by the way. That's what we're talking about because wave C is so extended. Because for a regular flat, where the 105 here is common, your common target for a regular flat is between the 1 and the 1.236. Well, we clearly passed it, right? We even passed the 1.618 here. So it's definitely a long C, which of course does increase probabilities. You're looking at a wave 1 or a wave A. 1 second. So that is noteworthy. The only thing I'm not a big fan of at the low here in particular is we have a very, very long sideways range and then a short dip. This range, if we want to end a corrective structure here, right, this range has to be counted as like what, right? That's the thing. A, B, and then a wave C here would mean this is a wave 4. Or you need to look into somehow WXYs, but then your wave Y is very short, right? So it's not all too easy to count this move down as a nice finished structure. You would need to put a lot more time in it, which is not something that I want to do because the price action here is a lot more interesting, right? It's way more obvious and way more clear to be like, okay, if we pass the support resistance area, right, preferably like we did here, pass it, retest some nice bullish CVD on the link, right, AGGR chart, cool, right, nice, sign of strength, look for continuation, take out the high, hit resistance, right? That's interesting. Now currently on the weekly time frame, this is the scenario we keep an eye on. This is a very nice kind of like textbook impulse to the upside, really, which also makes it a bit dangerous in a way. But 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, right? 1 2, and this is your invalidation. This is your common target area for 2 8 6 8 6 6 7, right? Very, very nice. Invalidation is very clear. It is like a super obvious, very easy link scenario, like with very solid risk management, risking 1% per trade. It's like the most clearly defined setup on most of the alts that you have, pretty much, really. If price does move down and hits the invalidation, you got clarity. You lose 1%, no problemo, on to the next one. I mean, it's very easy. No financial advice. I am not trading Link. I only trade Bitcoin, by the way. I'm not interested in trading this stuff from a day trader's perspective or swinging. You know, here and there may be some spot, but I'm not involved. So move to the downside, however, this move to the downside has a higher probability of being a corrective structure. You can see the three-wave nature to the downside, where this move here ended on a high amount of volume. Higher probability this is a wave C or a wave Y in that case. We never had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, never got a 4, never got a 5 on lower volume. Instead, price moved back up in a three-wave. Then we went down in a three-wave, right? So it looks corrective to the downside. Price is moving down, volume is moving down with it. Probabilities are higher. We are looking for a zigzag family structure to the downside here, either in a finished WXY or an unfinished WXYXZ triple zigzag, where you would take the low once more. That would kind of mean Bitcoin takes the low once more, probably. And then you look for price to rise towards the upside. And then again, preferably seeing some local signs of strength. I don't care about sniping the low. I don't care about sniping the high. I care about this part of the chart, right? That is where I make the bucks. Same on Bitcoin, because of course I trade Bitcoin, right? I don't care about the low per se. I want to see signs of strength. The moment I see it, I'm in, right? And I make sure I'm out, not at the high, because I don't care about getting out at a high. So this is what's happening on Link. Okay, next up, ADA. I think we did ADA a couple of weeks ago. It's been a little while. So yeah, I guess the conclusion on Link is waiting for signs of strength. Bullish scenario is very clear, but it would be nice if we get some nice signs of strength. Now on Cardano, where are we? 27. So on Cardano, also, like you can see, it's pretty much the same thing. No? It's pretty much the same thing here on Cardano, where also here I have the support resistance area. Also here I have the resistance. It's literally the same as Link, right? You would count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every day as a bull. As a bear, this is what's going to increase your probabilities as a bear, because this is very annoying for the bulls. This range here is similar to what you have on Ethereum when it moved to the upside. It's almost like breaking this structure in like a WX and then a Y, which is the danger for Cardano in this case. So we hit resistance over here for Cardano, move to the downside, literally the same thing happening. You hit support, right? You're ranging at support. You hit resistance, didn't break it. Very, very clear support resistance area here, which is between 44 and 47, right? You can see it here on the chart. Even if I pull it to the left, just look at that, right? It's such an important area on the chart, very easily identified. No sign of strength, right? We move up here, poof, down, right? Like didn't even close a weekly candle above it at all, right? It's literally a touch, immediate rejection, making a new low, hitting the daily, which is literally the final support on the chart. Below the daily, there's nothing. It's a gap, right? And then you get two other boxes that I have down here. Now I want to see what is simple. No idea what, oh wait, it is high time frame stuff. So I go to the monthly quick. What's happening here? High time frame, that's bullish, simple. Okay, that's okay. That's cool. Not really important to talk about. So bullish scenario on Cardano is of course therefore also very, very easy. You simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction to the downside, and you have your low here. You want that low to hold, right? There's not much below here. If 886 is touched at 0.25, higher probabilities you take out the low. Actually I got a question about this earlier. If price hits the 886, what are the bullish scenarios? Now an 886 can be touched when you look at a WXY and wave Y touches the 886 and then you move up. You can have a triangle A, B, C, D, E, where C can hit the 886, where E can hit an 886, where B can hit an 886, or even D can hit an 886, right? So there's also a scenario where price can hit the 886. So triangle, a WXY, those are going to be the ones you're going to be looking at, right? Even a WXYXZ, where then wave Z hits the 886 as well as wave Y. So wave X can hit an 886, right? So there's a couple of scenarios, but generally when you hit the 886 here, probabilities are low that this is an impulse in a wave 1 and this is a wave 2. So in other words, the probabilities are higher that this move up is corrective, which automatically increases probabilities to take out the low. So that is then something you got to be aware of. Of course, if we continue ranging, that's then your alternative. Your alternative is we continue the range. But then you will get clarity at a later stage and can join the party at a later stage. Yes, you're not going to snipe the low, but who cares about sniping the low, right? We care about profit. That's what we care about. So the bullish scenario is very obvious, very clear. You are below the golden pocket, which is important. This is now acting as another support resistance level, right? And you can also see that the golden pocket level over here is also a level that has played its fair share in the past, right? So this is support. Currently we are below it, so naturally, right, this is now a resistance area as well. Now, of course, if this would be your low and you look for upside, then it means that locally you want to see impulsive structures to the upside, which is difficult, just like on Bitcoin. So there's only 3 structures you have to keep in mind. If this is your low, like the low, and you look for impulsive continuation of a bull market, right, there's 3 structures you want to keep in mind. I'll write them down for you. So starting with an impulse, impulse diagonal multi 1 2. Guess I should have first clicked enter or something. But if we look at an impulse 1 2 3 4, well, it doesn't work, right? The only thing would be 1 2 3, but same problem as with Bitcoin in that case is that your wave 2 over here is very long. It's now past the 4 fib time, and the only scenario that you can really get would be a flat, but your wave B is above the 1.618 because you're looking for 3 wave A, 3 wave B, 5 wave C. B past the 1.618 lowers the probabilities for a flat structure. So the probabilities aren't great. This is a 1, 2, and then a 3 up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 does not work. We never got a wave 4, so that's not a great scenario, which then leaves you with a diagonal or a multi 1 2. But in a multi 1 2, 1 2 1 2, right, invalidated because price took the low, which means you're stuck with a diagonal. Now for a diagonal, you then need to look for 1 2 3 4 5. You cannot have 1 2 3 4 5 for obvious reasons. You took out the low, so that's invalidated. Do you hear how much I say invalidated? So you would then need 1 2 3 4 and then a wave 5, a very big diagonal to come. But it is way too early, and I say the same on Bitcoin. It's way too early to give the highest probabilities to a scenario like this. You want to wait for wave 4 to be in. Even if price would move up to the upside here, your probabilities are higher that you are looking for a WXY structure, a sideways corrective structure, than a leading diagonal. Only when you get your wave 4, right, which is then confirmed as a 3-wave structure, and you start to move up locally, that is when we really start talking about a diagonal. But now it's way too early, which basically means that on a 4-hour time frame or Cardano, the bullish probabilities are not great, right? Which also, of course, makes it difficult for this low to be the low at the moment, because the probabilities here locally or here at the moment are not highest for Cardano to be bullish on a 4-hour time frame here, right? Besides the obvious fact that we didn't even pass this resistance, right? Like, if you want to be like keeping things safe, you're like, okay, you know, if price is going to hit 0.50, right, 50 cents, if price is going to hit 50, hit 50, retest, see some nice support, right, some bullish structures, and then I'm looking for price to move up, right? Absolutely perfect. No problem. Bum, 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 oops, yeah, right? Look for a nice big move to the upside. Whenever price makes a low and you get a first move up, I can imagine FOMO hits the market as well, like, oh shit, here we go, right? Oh man, this is going to be our wave 3. We had, how much percentage did price move up here? Like from the low, we had, oh shit, 40% to the upright, right? To the upside, bullish bull market continues. But then here you are, 1, 2, 3, didn't even get close to your resistance at all. Move down, change market structure again. Literally barely any bullish structure left here, except for a bigger diagonal. Or, and this is where Bitcoin comes in again, or you're looking for some sort of a triangle. It's literally the same as on Bitcoin, right? On Bitcoin, your 2 bullish scenarios are a bigger diagonal or the triangle, right? Because counting this as a 1, 2, 3 has low probabilities due to time, mainly on Bitcoin, but here it is price as well. Multi 1, 2 doesn't work. And a single impulse here also doesn't work, and a diagonal only works if you have the big one, right? So it's not great on Cardano on the lower time frame, right? So yes, on a weekly time frame we have a very clear bullish scenario. Now the reason I only have a bullish scenario is because quite simply the bearish scenario equals taking out the low. So you know, I don't really need that scenario. Alternatively, you can look for WX and then over here triangle in Y. The problem with a triangle in Y, so you have a W, X, and then you get A, B, C, D, E in a Y, and then you continue. A triangle in a wave Y is the rarest structure in wave Y. Most common is a zigzag and a flat, so a triangle doesn't generally really get highest probabilities, right? So the probabilities would be higher for price to then take this low. So yeah, something that's noteworthy, I assume, with regards to Cardano. Now let me shortly also show you what I meant for the bears. Look at this range here, right? What does this look like? This looks like Ethereum. That's what it looks like. Ethereum had that move towards the upside, right? On ETH, we had first move up, down, move down, and then we get this, and then we had this over here. Then we created the high. Price moved down, bit of a diagonal, price moved back up, then this, and now we are here on ETH, right? This range is like this range. It's messing things up a little bit, right? So this has to be counted as a wave 2 or a wave 4 in a scenario, right? So in this case, you would then have a wave 1 here, followed by a wave 2, and then we need to zoom in, because preferably we labeled that then as a 4. 1 second here. Yeah, so you would then need a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then get your 5 towards the upside. So then your 5 is the extended. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finish 5, 4, 5. To finish an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So very simple bullish scenario on Cardano, but locally there's not really a great sign of strength. So you know exactly like what look, I'm just this random guy on the internet drinking some water. There's never financial advice, right? You do you. I'm happy to share my insights. But on the alts, right? Just like with any trade I take, I do not care about getting the low. I care about the probabilities in my favor, which at the moment on Bitcoin, on ADA here is, and I can check link on the 4 hour in a second, but it's just not the case, right? Very, very clear resistance, difficult to count bullish structures to the upside, risk of taking the low. If you do, risk of taking the low. 1 + 1 is 3. So patience for me if I would trade this, but you know I don't. So let's where is it? Quickly do 4 hour. Have a look on link at the 4 hour. It's probably going to be quite similar. Link 4 hour. Just it's going to be very short, but I do have to write it down for the timestamp. So let's check. I think the 4 hour is actually starting to get quite interesting on many of these. Yeah, link is the same. It's exactly the same. So it's just all following what Bitcoin does. It's all the same. So here you go again. Impulse, diagonal, multi 1, 2. Impulse, right? Where's the impulse? You can't have a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's invalidated. If this is an impulse, you can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You never got a 4 and a 5. Counting this as a single impulse would mean from the low to, what's the high? 10.84, 10.86. One of these would then be your high. Now let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Tick the one on the right. You already are 4 times, almost 5 times longer, this corrective structure compared to your move up. But the only scenario that could work would be a flat taken from the high to the low. You of course pass the 1.618. So counting a flat here is of course not possible in that case, or at least never say never, but very low probability. So also here, your 2 structures are going to be a bigger diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which again, it's too early. It's possible, it's too early. And not to forget, after a bigger diagonal, right? You know what you're looking for? A deep retracement. So you probably come back anyway before continuation. And you have some sort of sideways, like you go into sideways structures, triangles. But that would mean that if we are going sideways here for September, October, there's going to be a time later, right? There's going to be a moment in time at a later stage where we can be more confident of, okay, probabilities are higher to move up. But at the moment, it's it's not. Cool. From an Elliott wave point of view. Okay, there we go. Ton. What is ton? Do I have ton? So also, sorry I don't look at chat too often, but this is generally what happens during the alt streams. I don't even have ton in my list. That's interesting. So let's see. Probably got to use something like Binance, no? What the fuck is this? Okay, so wait. This can't be the chart, right? If this is the chart, this is not relevant. So let's hope. Okay, so we have something here. Wow, okay, now we're talking. Yeah. So we got a little bit of history here on crypto. Is this the only chart with history? Ton USD. Of course, I can try to use USDT as well. Oh, never mind. Bitfinex, BETH token, crypto.com. I'm just trying to find a chart with the most history. Bybit, how's Bybit? No, okay. No, we go to that one chart of crypto here. Let me put this in here. Coin coverage. There we go. Okay. So log chart, I suppose. Let me check. Yes, very much so. Have a look at the chat here. Make sure to vote. Make sure to vote. This going on. Having personal requests do not work. That's why we have a voting link here. How can you count 5 ways? In that isn't that 3 ways? I don't know anymore if you're talking about Link or Cardano, but you know, it's quite simply, if you don't see 4-hour bullish scenarios, you look down till proven otherwise. The bullish scenarios are the only ones on Link and other to look at, because the bearish scenario is quite simply taking the low. And then the moment you take the low, you just wait again for signs of strength and new bullish structures on lower time frames as well. So it doesn't really make sense to have bearish structures on those charts. Yeah, also too early to start talking about or actually analyzing triangles in depth. So Bitcoin to 48, possibly still on the cards for sure. Bitcoin in wave C of a multi-layer flat to 10K. Too early to say. Too early to say. You would need to lose. What's that low there? I think it's 38.5K, right? The low after the ETF launch. You would need to lose that one, and then you still have either a wave Y and the potential of C to much lower. But yeah. What's the difference between L and A? Good question. L is logarithmic. So I'll answer this quick before the analysis. So logarithmic, right, corrects for percentage moves. So when you have a chart like this, right, ton chain, look how high it went, right, 500 something %, which means that analyzing a chart that moved up or down in such big percentages are best analyzed on log. And a log chart corrects for the percentage move, because 1% at $1 is significantly different on the chart than 1% at $8. And you want to correct for that difference. So that's why you use the log chart. The A over here is just auto, which means that if I am like, it doesn't matter if I use log or not, but if I am literally like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, I can click on auto, right? And then I'm back at the chart. Right, so that is where auto comes in, and then the moment I start messing with my vertical here, auto turns off. Same over here. No, not over here. Cool. So only if I do this, auto is gone, and then poof. Right. So if you are zooming out, for example, from a low time frame to a high time frame, and you would see something like this, or vice versa, from a high time frame to a low, click on auto, nicely in your chart. So ton, ton. Pleasure, unstoppable vibe. So let's check ton then. That's an interesting one because I haven't actually really analyzed this before, so that's a new one. Yo Fafa, how you doing? I don't actually know what the Durov thing is. Is that news or fundamental related maybe? By the way, Christian, welcome, man. Good to have you here. So Tom, do I have? No, I don't have anything. Okay. Okay, so we can count a move to the upside from the start, right? So we can at least count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price took the high here. So of course that is something. So you have the potential of a first impulse here, right? That's of course your bullish scenario where you want to count this as a wave 1. Okay, yes, and then we have 2 and then ta-ta-ta. Let's start with the bullish scenario first. I'm just going to keep it very simple at the beginning. Just putting it on the chart. Where's my 4 hour? There we go. I'm just putting it in there. Yeah. And then we have So just keeping it simple, right? Not really doing too much in detail. Let's have a look here. Make sure, by the way, Unstoppable Vibe, that if you analyze on the log chart, your fibs are on log, right? You want your fibs to be on log as well. Just a tip there. Else you're going to have very skewed fibs. So we hit the common target for 2 here. Now we also hit it here. Must be 786 or golden pocket. Golden pocket. That's good. This one is very shallow. This is a not even 382, so that's a very shallow final 2 here. And of course this is the most bullish scenario, right? And now volume. Nice. Wait, there's no volume? Okay. Now, by all means, counting this as another one is not really preferred. It's also a longer structure. So if we would count another 1, 2 here, it's not preferred because you preferably have shorter 1, 2s because of the degree. So your red count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is your highest degree. Yellow is a lower degree, so preferably yellow is a little bit shorter, right, compared to red. And then green is again a bit shorter than yellow. That's just perfect world, right? Ideally. But if we count this as a 1, 2, look at the steepness of this move here. Likely, if we had a volume chart, actually, you would see probably the highest volume here in this local move up. But counting this as another 1, 2 doesn't really get the greatest probabilities because of the length of this move compared to what you count here. So preferably you look for 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, getting this like grinding structure to the upside. But your invalidation is very clear. That would be the 618 because then wave 4 is invalidated. All right, so where are we now? We're now at the 382, which is perfectly fine. 05 is also good, right? This is your common target for a wave 4, 236 to the 05. Let me just keep this on the chart. Clarity. There we go. Now we do this. So this is your common target area for your wave 4, which is pretty much a support resistance area with the previous all-time high. So this is bullish. Your bullish scenario, not bullish, this is just your bullish scenario. So we know the invalidation. Right? Now the problem is that if we want to count this bearish, the chances are you go to all-time lows. Because if you want to count this as a 1 and all of this is going to be a 2, that's a very, very long wave 2 in time. Yeah. That's like very, very long. So preferably your wave 2 is already in, meaning preferably your wave 2 ended either here or here. Doesn't really matter, but preferably your low is already in for a 2. In your bullish scenario, 1-2 continuation or 1-2 continuation, right? In both cases, we preferably count this as the start of an impulse and look for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So still look for a 4 here and then another high to take it out. Like take out this high at least one more time. So we have a couple of bearish structures, right? If we want to count zigzags here, then counting this as A, B, C, right? Then in C you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and we didn't have 4, 5, 4, 5 here. 4, 5, 4, 5. So unlikely. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still want to see the high taken once more. Or you need A, B, C, but that means this is then a triangle. A, B, C, D, E. That would be something. And they have a wave C to the upside. But if that is the case, then you take a trend-based fib from this to this to this, and your minimum target would be the 618. After a triangle, little tip here, right? Not many people know this, so just FYI. If you have a zigzag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a triangle in wave B, any of the triangle options, the common target for your wave C is the 0.618, not the 1 to the 1.236, which it usually is. Right? So, yeah, good to know. Good to know. I mean, this looks like a 5 wave, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really. I'm generally not a big fan of triangles and counting them too early, because triangles are actually not that common. So what tends to happen in the industry is the moment a triangle pattern, not an Elliott wave structure, but a pattern comes into light, people pull two trend lines. They're like, oh, triangle. But it's oftentimes not a triangle according to Elliott wave rules, which is where the real triangle is. Okay, so if we want to count WXYs here, then this needs to be a 3-wave structure, so it doesn't really work. WX and then a Y. This looks better as an impulse. Yeah. Missed the common target area for a flat, not high enough really. If you would think about A, B, C. So basically what I'm trying to look for is, if price moves down, is there any scenario where TON does not go to all-time lows? Okay. Yeah. It's pretty much what we're looking for. Right, if we hit the 618 here at 330, right? Then what? Of course, there is always the chance for another 1-2. Your invalidation is taking out the lows here at 187-ish. So that would be big drama. Because the problem on TON is that you don't have many options for corrective structures. A, B, yeah, but also here for a C, you still want to see the high taken. Even if you look A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. So A, B, C, no. A, B, C, no. A, triangle, B, C, possible, but then you go for all-time lows. So, you know, then you have a, and that's again, there you go again, right? If you do have an A, B, C here, A, triangle, B, C, you're again going to look at, oh, we're going massive diagonal, way too early, lowest probabilities. You know, you're going to be looking for all-time lows before anything else, unless you actually start to see local signs of strength again. So, you know, WXY, no, looks like very much 5 wavy to the upside. So you would like to see an impulse. And if this is a WXY, we have to think about a double zigzag. But price hit the 0.7, which significantly lowers probabilities for WXY double zigzags. And in a sideways double combo, if this would be a WX and we have a Y, it needs to be a flat or a triangle, which it isn't. So WXY, so zigzags don't work. WX hit 0.7. Sideways WXY is not great as well, because Y is not a flat or a triangle, which leaves us with flat structures, but that would then mean counting this as A, B, C, but B just missed out on hitting the common target. Still a possibility, but then you need an A down, and this needs to be a B. So this is then A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Preferably for C, you then still take out the high, but that's the same as the bullish scenario. Of course, we're looking for structures where the high is in. So if you look for a flat A, B, C, I mean, preferably you take out the high once more. Checking this here. Also hit the 0.7. A, B, big triangles are irrelevant at the moment. Zigzags would only be an A, B, C, but if C is in, you go for all-time lows probably. Unless you have a bigger diagonal, but it's too early. Zigzags, double zigzag, X hit the 0.7, reduces probability. Same with WXYXZ, triple zigzag, flat structures. You preferably take out the high once more. And a sideways WXY is unlikely. So yeah, pretty much you want to hold 330. If you hit 330, it's going to be quite difficult for Tom. Your bullish alternative is going to be that you have another 1-2 here. You're in validation, changing structure, moving below this low here, 190. Yeah, just look for new lows. Go to 0, unless you see some sort of new local impulse, right? So the moment you touch this, what I would be looking for is price to eventually stabilize at some point, right? And then look for new bullish structures on a 4-hour and daily time frame. And then the moment you see an impulse up, highest probability impulse, you can trade the retracement, entry, stop loss, look for price to at least move to the 1.2236 target area for a potential C, with of course the potential of continuation in a 3. Yeah. This is important support resistance here at about 260. So that is a level to look at. W X Y. Well, even in like bearish scenarios, you actually preferably take out the high first with a wave 4 here. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, this is Tom. Preferably you stay above 330, and if you don't, that's it not looking great. You definitely or I, because not you, but would be very, very patient with Ton if you hit 330. And once again, if you hit 330, the only thing that I would look at, right, I would forget about all of this. I just scrap this, right? It becomes totally irrelevant. And the only thing that I would then be looking at It's what is happening here. You hit that level. Okay, what do we get here? Do we see a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retracement, higher probability wave A or wave 1, right? This can be traded. You trade your B or 2, stop loss, look for a wave C or a wave 3, right? Not related to anything in the past. As long as you don't see that strength, a 5-wave impulsive move up, for example, I'd be absolutely not interested at all. You actually took the low here. Is this real? Is this a scam wick or is this real? I don't know. But yeah, just ranging. So anyway, that's Ton for you. Next. Did not. I don't know if I have. ABCD even HJK LMNO PQR ST not. Oh boy. So nice. Your order block here failed. All right, so it was support. That's always nice the first time. So previous ranges in a bullish structure are always important. I gotta write down the time though. 1 hour. What is this? Not. We go from ton to not. Yeah, so in a bull market, if you have a sharp move up, right, these type of ranges are important. Commonly act as support first time coming. I actually don't know why I had this white box here, but it also acted as support. But oh, small little range. What do I have here? Nothing. Okay, I only had 2 boxes on the chart, it seems. I must have had them on my chart for a reason. So order block on the daily. Maybe this was order block on a 12-hour or something. I don't know. But by all means, hit once, hits twice, 2 reactions, and now we lost them both. So we can remove this. What do you want? You know, here this is your previous range. This is your, of course, most important support, which pretty much is back to where it all started. Let's be plain simple here. This is absolutely not interesting at all. There we go again. Unless you start to see any signs of life. You've lost every support. You're back at the very beginning. Now, as cheap as 0.0007 or 007 sounds, trading is not about cheap or expensive, right? It's about risk management. If something is cheap, it means absolutely nothing, right? Bitcoin is not expensive at 60K, right? It is not cheap at 60K, right? It is just 60K. And if it moves 1%, right, it's 60.6K, right? Because if this is regarded quote unquote cheap, right? And people be like, oh, it's 0.00758 and it once upon a time was 0.029, right? If I enter now, I'm going to have a 300% increase, right? Oh, it's so cheap. But yeah, and if there's no sign of strength and it's literally based on just that, you move down just that little bit, you already lost 10%, right? Just a little bit more, okay, 20% loss, right? All-time lows, boom, gone is your money, right? Like there's no life at the moment. It's just, yeah, it's just down. Can we analyze this? I mean, I guess we can. But what I generally like to see, this is how I analyze new charts. So when I get a new chart, when I see this, most of the time I say I don't, because I would need to see something here. And that is what we are going to analyze, right? A downwards move like this it's generally pretty useless to analyze. You want to see a move up and then the retracement, and this is where we then focus. All of this is forgotten, right? I actually I would never count this. Yeah. So 1 2 3 4 5. 3 is the shortest. So if you have to count this in some way, just for the people that voted not. So first of all, you already know my thoughts now. Give me a sign of strength, though. Like, you got very clear resistance here now. Support. You're now below this, so that's step 1, 0.01, right? Change market structure would be nice as well, which it hasn't done for a long time now. And on the 4-hour chart, down, up, down, up, down. Can this be a diagonal? Misclick, but at least your wave 5 is shorter. So there is the possibility you have a 1 2 3 4 5 here, and then your bullish signal, of course, would automatically be an ABC with a slow slow C, I mean. So you have this here, and then you have this. Now, even though I know, I just always like to double check. Okay, so okay, and then you have 1 2 3 4 5 minuscule, and then this has to be a 3-wave structure of some sort. Can we have a flat here if we do this to this to this? Expanding flat, hit the 1.618, so lowers probabilities for a flat there. Even in this scenario, you hit the 1.618. Yeah, so probabilities are higher that this is not a wave B of a flat, and this is like a structure connected to what we have here. So then, preferably this is a new move up. So this is then counted in like a W, X, Y, or whatever this is. And it's corrective. A, B. We can't count triangles. Even if you look for a C, you would look for 1 2 3 4 5. So still more downside. What's the point of control of this thing here? Okay, so these are 3 levels to keep in mind. These 3 are like, that's your final balls pretty much. Very slow A. Your C would also, it's not confirmed a diagonal because you don't know if 3 is done here, but a diagonal upon a diagonal is not common, but it is at least a scenario. Alternatively, you can have A, B, C, D, E, some sort of triangle, which, I mean, doesn't look great, but A, B, C. C is very short compared to A, also lowers the probabilities for this scenario. But then you could get a W, X, and you look for a Y, but then W is a zigzag, right? So wave Y can be a zigzag, 5, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you still look for downside. So yeah, it doesn't look too great. And on not does not look great. These are our 3 levels that I'd keep an eye on, and it's It's just just waiting, waiting for bullish market structure. Change market structure, get an impulse to the upside, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then wait for retracement. Interesting, right? The potential of a diagonal, but diagonals can be quite tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Change market structures. Quite simply, we have a important support resistance flip here, proven in the past. So pass the support resistance area, and you can like slowly start talking again about, okay, we might actually move up. Next thing would be change market structure. That's another sign of strength, of course. And this is how you can use other stuff as well. Because from an Elliott wave point of view, counting this is absolutely useless. Yeah. Okay. Atom. There you go. So atom. Wait, I do not have. Interesting. What chart is the best? Oh, I did analyze ton before. Oh, I don't know. I only had 2 boxes. I can't remember. XRP. Make sure to vote for XRP as well. Maybe a band-aid. Nice. I don't understand the language, but financiero and to plan, I kind of know what we're talking about. Turn the volume on. Maybe I talk a little bit soft when I'm analyzing, but the volume is the same as always. So yeah. Brett, make sure to vote. If it's not in there, I'm happy to add it. So let's check Atom. Is this like a good chart, Coinbase? Let's see. We have April 2019. What do we have here? This is the same pretty much. Okay. So I get April. Let's use Coinbase. Should be good, no? And add this to my coin coverage list. Okay. Nothing. Another new one. Did I never do analysis on Atom? No. Probably not. So anyway, Coinbase. So okay. What do we have here? So this, of course, not interesting. Coin market cap. Okay. Ah, well, we can check this out, but So my first thought, right, when I see the chart without any analysis, is this look 3-wavy, right? This being a 2 and this being a 4 looks very long. Unless you have a wave 4 in here. So the fact this is 3-wavy at least is something the bulls can use for hope. But if we look at this move to the upside, the first thing I noticed is overlap here. So if you want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have overlap between 1 and 4, which would then mean look into diagonals. but it's very steep for a diagonal, right? It looks more like then a double zigzag, ABC, W, X, ABC, Y, double zigzag to the upside. That would be bearish, potential for price to take the low, or alternatively a very big diagonal, which is way too early. So that's basically your bullish and bearish count. So you have your WXY somewhere here. Let's make this red. And then, of course, after your Y here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, preferably ends there. You serious? 448, 448. It's the same high. WXY. Now this does look three wavy, but let's just, at least for now, put this here and weekly bear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be, of course, this would be your bearish continuation. 1. Okay, 4 to 5. That's fine. Up, up, up. Of course, you also don't want invalid like overlap with your wave 1, but you would first need to wait for 3 to be in. So your most bearish scenario is just an impulse to the downside, going for very low prices. That's of course your most bearish scenario. So preferably price continues moving down and then you start to range in a wave 4. No overlap with wave 1 is preferred, else you have to think about diagonals again. And the invalidation would then be the 0.618, and the 0.618 is pulled from the start to wherever 3 is going to end in this case. That's of course as bearish as it can get, because you would seriously expect like a big downside. Volume is decreasing as price is moving down, so that's something the bulls can hold on to. It doesn't give them higher prices though. Due to all the overlap in this move to the upside, the probabilities are already higher this first structure up was corrective. Right? If it is a clear impulse, you don't like to see all of this overlap here. Right? And then you have probably a peak volume at the end. So, and then you hit the 886 here, which increases probabilities for price to take the low. You got to move up, but you did take the low after. So this being an impulse doesn't look too great. So you have the potential, again, maybe like zigzag structures in here. like double zigzags, or preferably, of course, single. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, W, any corrective structure, simply arrange. The moment, so just besides this move to the upside, having lots of overlap, right? The moment you hit the 886, right, probability is higher to take the low. Same as on what I always talk about on Bitcoin. Now you got this first structure down, which is quite steep. This would then be the end of your range, 0.618. All of these are targets for a wave Y, 618 to the 1.236. So you are entering the target area for a wave Y. And if we take a fib from the low here to the high, if we're at the golden pocket, attempting to move below the golden pocket. Interesting support. You also had the value area high in confluence with your golden pocket, which was tested once, as you can see, but now it's breaking as we speak. So if you close a candle below and then maybe look for a retest, continuation, point of control, the moment you hit this 886, that's a big problem for Atom. 1.65, if you hit it, probabilities are higher to go to all-time lows. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, arguably this is bull. So it's the same here. There's literally zero sign of strength. There's no uptrend. There's no change in market structure. There's nothing that would make me scream enter. We know support to the downside, so yeah, would I expect a reaction here? Yeah, generally I would. It's a point of control. There's volume traded there, which is interesting. Yeah, this area here, 2.6 to 2.77. So a bit of support. But the same thing here is 1 second here, putting it on the chart. You have such a clearly defined support resistance area on this chart. The website for Elliott waves is in the description if you go to Elliott Wave Education. So it's there, and then the laptop emoji, and then you go to the website. It's public, it's free, I'm not affiliated, it's just a great website, so I recommend it. So in other words, for Atom, move above 7. Move above 7. We can slowly start talking. Up till that point, there's literally nothing here. Like, this is important resistance now. Point of control at 11. Yeah, definitely. That's your big resistance. If we take everything, then what do we get? Almost value area low. Yeah, it's in this range. It's still lower though. So also not looking very strong on lower time frames, but this one on weekly as well. Like, what the hell? So yeah, what to make of this? Can this be an impulse? Of course, in a bullish scenario, you want to count this as an impulse. But as mentioned at the very beginning, if we want to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have overlap, meaning diagonal. But this is very steep for a diagonal, right? So 1, 3, 2, yeah. And it would be an expanding diagonal, which is very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So therefore, preferably, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that leaves us with the problem that actually we want to end an impulse here with an extended fifth. And then this is a wave B or X top, right? So therefore, you are then looking for a WX and then a Y, ABC, zigzag family structure, zigzag family structure. And this WXY cannot be a lower degree W, so this has to be a wave A if we want to count all of this into a bigger corrective structure. But then you want to have a B and a C. You never got up this high and you already took the low now. But if you're looking for a flat, because if you have a three-wave structure in A, you can only look for a flat. A flat wave B, right? So if we have A, B, C, and if this, all of this would be wave B, a flat A, B, C in a bigger flat wave B is incredibly rare. Now, following some of what Elliott Wave International has said in the past, it's quote unquote not allowed, but if you go into statistics, there is a very slim chance. But the fact you took out this low, right, lowers the probabilities for flats, which automatically lowers the probabilities for this to be a wave X high, which means your only solution would then be to count this as a flat by itself, ABC. Now ABC can be a single wave W. Then you have X and then you have Y. Now because wave W in this case is a flat, wave Y is allowed to be a flat, a zigzag, or a triangle. A flat and a zigzag are most common, triangle least common. Now in this case, we would then need to park X somewhere. So I mean, where would we start? Let's just do this. Let's check where's the 0.382 fib time. Yeah, so we want to take, for X, we either want to finish X here or here, right? Preferably after the 382. We don't want to finish X here. That's very quick. So either at this high or at this high. Did we hit the 0.9 here? One four five two eight. 14505. No, we didn't. So regular flat A, B, and then C and Y doesn't work because we didn't hit the 0.9. It's close, but you know, we didn't hit it. So preferably you're then looking for X here and then a zigzag in Y, A, B, C to the downside. Preferably your wave C ends on a high amount of volume. Right now, what you can see is that things are becoming very long. So let me just actually put things on the chart now. This is of course your bullish scenario. So let's make it green. And in this case, we then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I actually have to check if wave 4 is too deep, by the way. I'm talking about all of this and I didn't even check that. From there to there. Oh shit, I actually think it is. So yeah. Wait, yeah, you hit the 618. Okay, never mind. Forget everything I just said. Okay, so wave 4 hit the 618, invalidating a wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't work. Remove this. So we can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extended fifth, and 4 is too deep. Which then means we have to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be a 1 in that case. You have to have this as a 2. But then the problem is if we can count, then you need a 3 here. This has to be your 4 and this high your 5. Because we can also not, this is also a 618 touch. Yeah. So we by all means, we always have to end an impulse at this high. So this always has to be the end of your impulse. because diagonals would be expanding, which is very rare. Which means your W is always going to be a flat X, and then you look for a zigzag in Y. Do this, do this, do this. Oh, is this the same as what I... Yeah, pretty much. And then, yeah, anyway, you get back to looking for support for your wave Y and la-di-la-di-la. And yeah, if you're bullish, you do this, you do this. We are currently at the golden pocket in that case, if we end an impulse there, because now we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this. I actually don't want that. This is weekly. It's currently 3 times longer than 1, but that is still okay. So there's still chance. There's still an opportunity for bulls. Oh wait, something just hit me. In a sideways double combo where you have a WXY, preferably your X is a deep retracement, which this is not. Look how shallow this is compared to your move down. Something to think about. So then we put this over here, and then we have to at least consider diagonals, because you WXY. By all means, in both cases, you look, just in case I come back to this chart, I remind myself, whatever W in both cases, you look for a zigzag in Y. Yeah, I'm just informing my future self here. Okay. And of course, there's the potential AB working on C, but yeah. From a trader's perspective, this is analysis, but from a trader's perspective, support, right? Final leg of support would be 151. A bit of proof of life would be moving above this box here and moving to 7. So that like signs of strength. Right, so yeah, there you go. Yeah, if we count here, WXY, it's a double combo, but wave X is very shallow for a double combo. Preferably X is retracing deep to like golden pocket 786, 886, 90% of your W, which it didn't. So that is why I consider WXY, which is a double zigzag, where you want wave X to be shallow, which is the case, but in both cases, you look for a zigzag in Y. So that is why I wrote, look for a zigzag in Y, and then this is your area of support, but there's no, I mean, look at the chart, right? This is weekly, like probably it's going to take weeks before interesting stuff happens here. Pass this box, and that would be positive. Future Kun still wearing the same clothes. Probably. I'm always like, I always use my stuff until it breaks. It's like how I grew up, and it's still how I am. So yeah. But when we moved from the Netherlands to the south of France, I literally chunked away pretty much my whole clothing closet. I had so much stuff, but I get a lot of stuff because I'm a global keynote speaker and board member of the Global Esports Federation. So we always get hoodies and caps, and if you're a speaker, you get like things as well. So I came here with barely any clothes. So I did some shopping, but now that I got my clothes again, yeah, it will take a while. But I'm sorted. I got like, I found 2 shirts that fit me, and then I immediately buy like 10, you know. So I'm like done. I had one short that I'm actually wearing one of the 2 now. I had one short and there were 2 different colors, and then I just buy 2. Done. So you know. Wait, I got on the lower time frame. I have a box here. Okay, so that's the gap. So this is support. Made a new low, still on top of the box. So something. But yeah, 4 hour. I also hate wasting, you know, like food and stuff. I don't like to waste. It's also something that I got from my parents, especially my dad. My family they're good eaters, and so am I. But we never waste. I hate wasting. Yeah, so of course you have an 886 touch here from this high to the low. Now we have to be aware of the potential of W, X, Y, and continuation. The thing is that if W is a zigzag because it's sharp, it's definitely not a flat. Wave Y in a sideways combo has to be a flat. If this is a WXY double zigzag, you want wave Y to actually take the high, right? Minimum target, which it didn't. So the fact this is not a flat, because B is not deep enough, increases the probabilities that this is not the end of a corrective structure coming off the low. So it would increase probabilities to still have an ongoing range on Solana on the lower time frame. On the weekly, your bullish scenario is quite simply looking for a wave 4 and then a 5 up. We hit the minimum target 116, maximum target 60, invalidation 45, so we have enough space. To the downside, we have a point of control at 100, which is interesting. Most traded volume at this range over here. Important support. For the bears, we count this as an A, B, and then a finished C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower probabilities because wave 4 is shorter than 2 in time. But also your wave C is very extended compared to your wave A, passing even the 1.618 trend base wave extension taken from the low to the high of A to the low of B, which is somewhere here. But the moment you pass the 1.618, probabilities are higher, you're looking at a wave 3. So therefore, the probabilities are higher, you're looking for a 4 and still another 5, at least one more to the upside. Right? So for now, the bullish scenario here on Solana has a higher probability, which is this. So yeah. So that is Solana actually. Link not ONDO coming in now. Oh yeah, wow. This has been a while, since we were on this one. Yo, random name, how you doing, man? I came when everything was about to end. Yo, Hunter, how you doing, man? Yeah, I've already been online, of course, for 1 hour 40 minutes, but we've actually been doing pretty good. Moving through the alts. Some alts took a bit longer because some charts were new. But we've done Link, ADA, Link on the 4 hour, Ton, Not, Atom, Solana, and now we're here at ONDO. And I remember this chart because of the overlap between 1 and 4, which I just saw. So, wait, where's fixed range? So here, this is your bullish scenario where you have overlap between your 1 and 4. Your 4 is a triangle. Your 4 didn't end overlap with 1. but in wave 4 you have overlap with 1. So that's something to keep in mind. However, when we then look at this structure to the downside, you do see like there's a lot of overlap here in the first moves down. Corrective. But yeah, your bullish scenario, of course, very simply is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3. Just to double check what I've done in the past is indeed longer than 5. So wave 3 is longer than 5. In an impulse, wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest wave, which it isn't. I actually think that last time that we analyzed this, price was probably at the 382 or moving towards it. But your common retracement target is the 05 to the 786. So it's nice to see price here. And then we have confluences. So value area low, point of control, value area low, point of control down. Better. We have a weekly to the downside, which is not yet touched. Ooh, that's low. And that's high. Wow. Where's the volume in the middle? Yo, I was actually looking like, yeah, that's not right. This one is already touched. So point of control. Oh, that's why I have a white box here. Makes sense. So that's because of the point of control. Oh, okay, and this point of control is now touched. Okay, well, we can now do this. Just clean up the chart a little, not have such a big area. So we have the point of control that we had here. So the big area of support has multiple confluences. Now the point of control was one of them. But yeah, we touched that now. Okay. Price is very close to touching the 886. If you touch the 886, probability is higher to take the low. There's overlap here if you look for. So again, if this is the low and you look for upside, you need an impulse diagonal double 1, 2. In an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No overlap allowed, but we do have overlap here. Then you need a diagonal. I actually forgot, like, if this is a diagonal, I think there's nothing that would say, oh, that can't be. Like, of course, if you go to the lower time frames, you might be able to count things differently. This definitely has the potential of a 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 leading diagonal. But in that case, you're looking for this to be wave A. Then this is your wave B. And then you look still for a C up to take out the high. Now that is the psychology scenario for Bitcoin, by the way. Like psychology being, it would wreck most people. Move up, take out 65, go to 67, 68, create a top, then move down below 49. Yo, market's gonna go crazy. This would be a similar scenario. What's happening on Bitcoin at the moment? Because I see Hunter's message. Price ranging. So yeah. So of course your bullish scenario is an ABC zigzag. Potential of a 1, 2, 3, of course. Ooh, very long already. Almost 5 here. The low is almost made at the 5 pip time, meaning this correction is then 5 times longer than you move up. Would work better for wave B. So if you do get signs of strength, probabilities would be higher for A, B, and then C, and then come down later though. If you hit the 886, the probabilities are higher to take out this low. Any move up has a higher probability of being C or Y, increasing probabilities to come back down later. So 0.53 is important here. And other than that though, we are at support. Yeah, bearish scenario is some WXY. ABC, correction, ABC. I mean, that's as much as like we got. So I guess on ONDO, or I guess, why, I don't know why I say that, like based on analysis, we talk about probabilities. An impulse is definitely an opportunity here. We hit support, still got a weekly just below. Common target for a potential 2 hit. The move towards the downside since the high. I like this is quite deep, of course. Like I would definitely like to see market structure changes here as well to look for some signs of strength. Because if you do hit the 886, probability is higher to take the low, and we're very close to the 886, of course. But this move to the downside, if this is impulsive, right? We impulse or diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be an expanding diagonal, but that's very rare, never preferred unless everything else fails. So arguably, your probabilities are higher for the potential here. That's a zigzag. I don't like WXY. If this is impulsive to the downside, we have a diagonal. Yeah, it doesn't look great as a multi 1-2. So diagonal, but then it's an expanding diagonal. Expanding diagonal, very rare, never preferred. So it increases probabilities that what you look at here is corrective, which does increase the probabilities to still move up. Just gotta find a nice, a good spot for, of course, entries in that case, which also very, very much depends on, of course, other markets like Bitcoin. You are at your final area of support here on the 4-hour chart, which is the 786, hitting the 886, and you look for the lows. And then to the downside, besides the point of control, which is touched, you still have a weekly, and then finally you have at 0.42, another point of control. So like if this would have been impulsive bearish, preferably we see something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah, and then you get a big push. This took a lot of time. It's very sideways in a way, sideways down, and then you get this move down here. But 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 is this? That's very long, no? Well, in that case, you want bearish continuation. I'm not yet confident that the low is in, because there's currently no sign of strength. You still move down. You're almost at the 886, so almost high probabilities to take the low. So same thing. Prove me, like it's this. So it's so on many alts, it's the same thing. Look at this support resistance area you got here. Right? I mean, isn't that super obvious? Arguably, you got another one here. But yeah, your first one is this, like 0.66, you know. WXYXZ would be a triple zigzag in this case. So you would then need either a W to end here or here, X, Y, X, Z. Of course, a possibility. I gotta say, if there's one coin that looks most suitable for a WXYXZ, it's Link. It's the clearest. It's the best looking WXYXZ potential. But of course, it remains a rare structure. I don't like W, X, Y, X, Z because your Y is so big compared to W. While most commonly in a triple zigzag, it's the 1 to the 1.236 that's your common target. But if we would take that here, W, yeah, you just blast it through. So preferably, this would be your W. Then you have your X. Then you have your Y, another X, and then you have your Z. Oops. So yeah. So yeah, probabilities. I mean, on a daily, it looks okay for like the bulls, but the problem is that is high time frame. On the lower time frame, there's not yet signs of strength, which is the same as Link, and I mean pretty much all of the others that we've done so far. Very clear support resistance area. You got to move above this as like a sign of strength. Wave 4 looks pretty good. It's just that you do have overlap between 1 and 4, so that's something to think about. But at least the end of 4 does not have overlap. But it's not something you like to see in an impulse, right? So, but your first leg up here does look nicely impulsive. So you got your 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5 4 5 finished, boom. So that's why an impulse would have higher probabilities because of your start, and therefore you're looking for correction and later on continuation. But I'm not yet too confident for the low. I would need to see local signs of strength, which we don't have yet. So you know, it's the same story everywhere. I think SUI we did. Oops. I think I'm gonna get a little bit of water in a second as well, if you guys don't mind. So because my bottle is empty, at least now. So give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Be right back, okay? Okay, what's up? Thanks for your patience. New bottle, yo. Now I do have to say I can't stick around for too long. It's 4:30 now here locally. But of course, I always put timestamps in the content so people can just, in hindsight, in the VOD, they can just skip the time that I was gone. But here we are. Yo, Bear, how you doing? It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Okay, so group 2 apparently is the support areas. We hit the daily now. Before that, we hit the weekly. Group 1 is bullish, preferably your lowest in on SUI. And that is because it is so low, so close to the 886. Hello? Need to write down the time though. 2 hours. Yeah, doing good. Thanks, man. So far, so good with the day. But yeah, of course, in a bullish scenario, preferably here, your low is in. You hit the daily, pretty much final area of support. Nice area of support as well. Solid bounce to the upside, which is something we like to see. We got to be aware of this being a wave C to the upside. If you look how steep it is as well, it has something that's wave C-ish to it. And we hit the common target area for a wave C. So we have to be aware of the potential of an ABC here. Which of course would be bearish, as then you expect the range to continue / the drop to continue. Now on the daily, right, bullish. I remember when analyzing this chart in a little bit more detail that the beginning of this move is actually very complex to count as a nice impulsive structure. Of course, we have a clear move up here, but before this move up, look how much overlap like there is here all the time, which makes it very difficult to count this as a nice like double 1 2, for example. So if this would be your 3 4 5 4 5, but then you need a 1 2 1 2, right? So you need somehow here you need 1 2 1 2, right, and a 3 4 5 4 5. Now quite simply, the end of your impulse would be here at the high, right? So that is what we have on the chart. And the low is made after the 382 fib time, which is what we like to see. And of course on SUI, you want this low to hold, because the moment you hit the 886, probabilities go down significantly that this is a wave 1, right? And that wouldn't be good. I guess this is then, what do we have here? A lot of abracadabra. Group 3, I didn't even put effort into creating names, I see. But let's just remove this. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. So definitely a fast move up, very, very shallow retracements, right? 1, this has to be your 2, 3, 4, 5. $382, just missed out on hitting the 05. Your most common retracement target for a wave 2 is the 05 to the 786, which is not yet touched. The 382 is a uncommon target, but a target nonetheless, which is touched. And you do have the golden pocket in confluence with this range here, which is confluence, as we have a little bit of an order block in confluence with the golden pocket 6264. So that's an area of interest, of course, locally for the bulls. The problem is that if you do get down there, then at this range here, which then comes down somewhere here, right, is going to take over 4 times most likely, if not 5, longer than your wave 1. So 2 starts to be quite long. So if you do take out the local low, the probabilities do increase for potential bearish scenarios moving down to the lows here, which would pretty much lead then to an 886 touch on the daily, which would be bearish. So something to keep in mind. Now, again, from a trader's perspective, so this is analysis versus trading. From a trader's perspective, this is actually very easy, especially with solid risk management. So if we know that we have a golden pocket, which also happens to be in confluence with the weekly, so you can actually create a head and shoulders, right? Create another one here. And if you then do move down, time is going to be the problem for 2, because you want this to be a wave 1 and this to be a wave 2, but 2 is going to be quite long, no? Longer than most commonly is the case. But trading wise, you have an invalidation. This would be an area of interest, and then yeah, see how it goes, because that's the only thing we can do. But yeah, sign of strength. If this is indeed a flat ABC, then preferably this high is the end of your wave C. So if price can take out this high, it lowers the probabilities that this is a wave C. The only way after that it would be possible to have this as a wave C is if this is labeled then as a W, X, Y, and then down. Overshooting wave B. Common target is the 1.236 to the 1.38, and the maximum is the 1.618, but the moment you hit that, the probabilities go down significantly for an overshooting B. I see the 886. Who was that? Abid. 886 touch here at the low, yeah. Something to keep in mind. At the moment, it's moving up with a pretty nice curvature. So what you want to look for is if this is bullish, right? The 886, yeah, we touched it, but looking at the curvature is more interesting, because what you want to see now is this. Because you want these to be a couple of 1-2s, structure to continue, right? And then create a 4 and a 5 minimum, where your 4 preferably is the same amount of time as the 2, and then move up in another 5 on lower volume. But it's just very clear that on SUI you want this low to hold. And locally, if we're bullish, as impulsive as the move to the upside looks here, I am aware of the potential of a wave C. And we didn't yet hit the common target area for 2,05786, but we do have an order block, the weekly, and the golden pocket all in confluence here around 0.62, which is interesting. Problem for the bulls is that if you go down there, then it's going to be a very long wave 2, 1, 2, and then look for 3. Yeah. locally, move up. Probabilities here, right? Yeah, like I mean, it's clear structure. You look for upside unless you start to change the trend here. From an Elliott wave point of view, what you actually want to see is a couple of 1-2s and then move into a wave 3, so that this curvature is going to continue. The moment you, however, break it, right, you're going to be looking for the low, highest probability. And then 0.6 becomes interesting here, 6.4, 6.2. But then your wave 2 is very long, so we have to be aware of, you know, the potential of continuation. Where are we now? If this would, imagine this is a C and this is 1, 2, 1, 2. If you hit this 886 here, right, at least what we know is that the probabilities are low that this is a 1, 2 for then a 3 down. So if we would be bearish, we then want to see W, X, flat, Y, but then you actually want to take the high. So the probabilities then do go up to take out this high, meaning that high. 1, 2, 1, 2, low probabilities. If you hit the 886 at 1, even for a diagonal, oh, we literally hit the trend line. So yeah, diagonal doesn't work off this high. There's still the potential for a double 1-2, but if you hit 1 here, probabilities go down for a double 1-2, and this is not an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, hit the 886, probabilities for bearish scenarios do go down. Immediate bearish scenarios. Your next bearish scenario would then be counting a W, whatever X, and then another Y to the upside, which means that the moment you hit the 886, your bearish price action would, as a bare minimum, be sideways, and the probabilities would also increase to take the high. So you're going to be looking for either longer sideways / take out the high if you hit that 886 at 1. We're not there yet, but it's good to be prepared, no? Because it gives a bit of bias. And then, of course, preferably, if you do move down, got to keep an eye on time, because of the length of this range going past the 4, which is still wave 2 territory, but starts to be long. So if you do move down, first, not touch the 886. The awareness is there for potential impulse, but also just observing the reaction at the weekly, pretty much like this white box 6.4, 6.2. This would be area of interest. Observe the reaction here, and then based on local structures, interesting to look for upside and then price to take out that high. So yeah, that's currently it on SUI. So yeah. I'm gonna continue till 5, which is 18 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a day here. So you literally flipped the support resistance area here. Oh. A summary of, it's the same as like yesterday I did a live stream. So, and that is where I pretty much explained what I'm looking for, even with a little squiggly line on the chart. But yeah. So I do recommend to check out what I said yesterday in the live stream. Timestamp is in the content. Yeah, you now hit the 886, so looking for wave 2, low probabilities. Any move up has a higher probability of being a wave C or Y. Yeah. 886 touched. So probabilities go down for 1, 2, 3. If you do continue ranging, then again, the probabilities are higher that at a later stage you create a wave 1, 2, 3. But the probabilities are very low now that this is a wave 1 here. So if you do again continue ranging sideways and you don't take the low, then still you're going to be looking for like this stuff, like a bigger WXY and then up later, or ABC and then up later. It just increases the probabilities for price to take the low here as well because of the 886 touch. We can't really count triangles like A, B, C, D, E invalidated, A, B, C, D, E invalidated. A, B, C, D, E is too early. Would be bearish as well, by the way. So yeah, even if you do move up, because you hit the 886 here, you're not going to count this now as a 1, 2, 3 highest probability. So the probabilities are higher that this is corrective. Any move up, higher probability. Any move up here is corrective. If this is WX and then a Y, then you need the 0. Yeah, okay, it can't be a flat. So and you hit the 07. So double zigzag is not great probabilities. But counting this as a WX and a flattened Y, also not great probabilities because your B didn't go high enough. So it's difficult to end a structure here. What did I have here? W, A, W, X, Y, B. Yeah, but this would now still be bearish. So yeah, it is difficult to end a correction here for MATIC. Oh damn, I actually forgot to write MATIC down. Oops. So that increases the probabilities to continue ranging sideways / take out the low, but not yet bullish continuation in a wave 3. It's no problem to get a wave 1, but then you continue the range 1, 2, and then you up. So lower time frame, 4 hour. We have a double bottom here. I think did we touch also the 886 here? Yep. So that also increases probabilities for price to take out this low on the 4 hour. because you touch the 886, any move up here has a higher probability of being C or Y, not a wave 3, increasing probabilities to still take out this low sooner or later. And that's pretty much all we kind of have to kind of have to know, I suppose. Jasmy, quick refresh here, see if anything changed. SUI ICP. I just mentioned Jasmy, so let's have a look, because also here, you know, if you're this is very quick, just that's why I just show it then. Bullish, of course, impulse, where you're looking for 4. 382 is touched. Almost. We actually just missed out, I think, by a few dollars. But yeah. The common retracement target for a higher degree wave 4 is the lower degree wave 4 price action, which is what the white box represents. Your invalidation is 0.00814. It is no problem for price to take out the lows you have here, but preferably you don't go to the 05, because there's nothing here, right? So that increases probabilities for the 618 to be touched and to invalidate this scenario. But on Jasmy, as long as you range here, probabilities are higher for another high. On the daily, overlap here. So if we want to count this impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's overlap here. There's no overlap here, so it can always be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 and 4 overlap, which is as Elliott Wave International says, a strong guideline, but not a rule. A strong guideline is wave 2 and 4 not overlapping in price action. So preferably we don't have overlap here. So the fact you do does increase probabilities that what we're looking for here is corrective, not impulsive, increases probabilities to still take the high after you finish all of the sideways stuff. Now, of course, also here, like it's the same on all the alts, right? You're either looking for that big diagonal or a triangle, or you just look for the low, which generally has the highest probability until proven otherwise, with changes in market structure. But I mean, if you look at this, you're not like, oh wow, this is very bullish. So you took out this high. There's no impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Invalidated. No multi 1, 2. Counting this as a 1, 2 means your wave 2 is very, very long compared to your wave 1. Yeah, easily like whatever, 10 times longer or something. Even more, I think. So that lowers the probabilities that this is a 1, 2. And therefore probabilities increase to take out the low. The only bullish scenario you can then have is either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bigger diagonal, too early to call, you need to wait for 4, or you need to go sideways in a triangle of some sort. Every move towards the upside has a higher probability of being CY, still increasing probabilities to take out the low. And then take it from there. We have a couple of lows here, so it might be a liquidity sweep. But yeah, it's not much. And Jasmy here, it's the same as on Link and some of the other charts. I mean, look at the support resistance in this area, right? Resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance. I'd keep this one on the chart, and you want price to you know, at least move back above, and you're not doing that now, so. But on the weekly, as long as you don't really invalidate an impulse, the probabilities are higher to look for an impulse. Your bearish scenario is an A, B, C, by the way, where this is your A, this is your B, and this is your C, right? And the probabilities for this scenario are lower because your wave C extended beyond the 1.618, increasing probabilities. This is wave 3, not a wave C. And therefore, the probabilities are higher for the bullish scenario here. What's up, Adi? Relax, bro. Thanks so much, and I understand your type, but now maybe in the future you can do some stocks on Nasdaq. In the poll, there's no chance of winning against the altcoin fan communities. It's a crypto channel. We have done so, like I think we did Nvidia and SPX and stuff like last week. The problem with those charts is you're still at all-time highs. I think SPX hit the 886, taken from all-time high to the retracement low, increasing probabilities to still take out all-time high. And it doesn't really make sense to count these charts in detail, because you're in price discovery. So as long as price is moving in price discovery, it doesn't make sense to analyze those charts until you get a bigger retracement or a bigger range. And then you can analyze the range and you can analyze the retracement to get back like probabilities of continuation or further downside. So yeah, that's pretty much the and that's the summary of Nvidia, SPX, Nasdaq. It's all the same. So I don't know, Stipe, what you mean with wave 2 hit the 886, if that would be here. But yeah, of course you can hit an 886 here. But because wave C extended beyond the 1.618, probabilities increase. It's a 3 instead of a C. So the 886 is important. But the moment a potential C, right, you move up, up, up. The moment you pass the 1.618, probabilities go up for 3. Yeah. So bearish dips here locally. Typical a sideways weekend price action. Nano. I don't even have that in my 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Potential for an impulse to the upside. Retrace to the range of wave 2. So preferably your low is in. 886 touch, which of course isn't too awesome unless you look for triangles to end this with. But yeah. Okay. So you move to the downside here. Chuck, chuck, chuck. Highest volume is in your low. Looks a bit like Link, right? Higher probabilities for a 3-wave structure with the highest volume in the low, right? You never really got a 4 and a 5 to the downside. You do have to consider a 5-wave structure finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in that case, this of course is a guaranteed 618 touch. Yep. And in this case, we did not. So in that case, you would need to count 1, 2, highest point of 2, even though it ended over here, 3, 4, and then a 5. That would be your most bearish scenario. and then you hit the 302, but common retracement target is 05786, so preferably you would look for higher. And in a bullish scenario, 3, correction, 3. I mean, we touched the 886, low, high, 886 touch. Probabilities are still higher to look for lower. So, yeah, there you go. 886. What was that? No. Okay, final one. Almost 5, but bullish. You're at wave 2. That is your final area of support. Nice area of confluence, which is respected at the moment. Bearish, WXY, I mean. Probabilities are higher to count this, of course, as a 5-wave structure. Common target for 2 is hit. Previous range acting as support. That's what you like to see. But then, just like on every other chart, you actually want to see like signs of strength. And also here we took out this low, so it's the same on many charts. Where impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you know, we can count an impulse here, but what is this? An ABC? Is this an A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3? Where wave 2 is then, of course, long. Or are we going for a bigger diagonal, right? Or an unfinished triangle? Like, it's difficult for the bulls. Can the low be in? Sure, but it's not. These are not great structures for bullish counts. It's very 3-wavy to the upside, clearly. So we can get bullish. Yeah, 1.618 hit. Lowers the probabilities for a flat ABC here as well. Increasing probabilities that this is a 3-wave structure, which therefore means you either want to move into a triangle, so you go further sideways and this is your low, and then the triangle is a wave Y, or you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come back down and then up later for a diagonal. All the other scenarios lead to a new low. So that is SEI for you. Okay. Wow. 2.5 hours of analyzing. So I'm tired. You can feel it, eh? We have done Link, ADA, Link for our time frame, TON, NOT, Atom, Sol, ONDO SUI MATIC JASMY NANO SEI. That being said, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. And voting as well. I appreciate it, guys. Tomorrow we're back with Bitcoin as well, right? So far, Bitcoin is quite simply enjoying the weekend range. So, yeah, nothing really going on. So make sure if you are interested in Bitcoin, check the live stream of yesterday, because that was Bitcoin focused last night. So not even 24 hours ago. And there I talk about some, you know, Bitcoin range related stuff. So, thanks, Adam. Maybe a Band-Aid mods for being here. Thanks, guys. Adam, by the way, great hoodie you got there. It's nice to see the embroidery, because I've not seen it yet. I only saw it on your picture, and it looks great. Gotta say, I mean, just by the looks of it, I don't know if it is great, but it looks nice. So I'm happy about it. But I don't know if it feels nice or if it's like badly embroidered. Like sometimes on the inside of the hoodie, which we can't see. So let me know, because it's the first time I ordered a hoodie through that website. But sometimes on the inside, when they do embroidery on the inside, it's like itchy or scratchy, right? It's not neat. I want quality. And based on my research, it looked good, but of course I didn't order my hoodie through that same platform. When I was living in the Netherlands, I ordered through a Dutch platform. So yeah, let me know. It's great, man. Okay. Because if they deliver good quality stuff, then for the future I can of course continue ordering there. So very good quality. Okay. I'm happy to hear that. Adam, would you mind putting your hoodie inside out and send me a picture of the embroidery, but then from the inside, so that I can check how it looks? I'm actually interested. I want to see if it's neat, yeah. But I'm happy to hear it's good quality and that you like it. Just send it in the mod area or something. But woo, thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will put the timestamps of all the different coins in the video, in the VOD. And yeah, I'm gonna check you again tomorrow. So have a good Sunday, and we will see each other tomorrow again.